He married who he never thought he would marry, and his life changed forever.
In the heart of a quiet village, surrounded by rolling hills and whispering streams, lived Fiona, a girl whose beauty was spoken of beyond the valley. Her long chestnut hair gleamed under the sun, her eyes were the shade of deep forest green, and her smile could silence quarrels and brighten even the darkest days. But what made Fiona unforgettable was not only her outward beauty, but the kindness that dwelt in her heart. Many young men from near and far came with gifts of gold, silk, and promises of castles, hoping to win her hand. Yet Fiona always smiled gently and turned them away. "Beauty is not for display," she would say softly, "but for serving others."
One summer, a terrible drought struck the land. The river dried, the crops withered, and hunger weighed heavily upon the people. Panic grew, for the well in the center of the village was said to be cursed. It had been sealed for generations after a legend claimed only one of pure heart could open it. While others argued and despaired, Fiona quietly went to the well. She laid her hands on the stone lid and whispered a prayer, not for herself, but for her people. The villagers gathered, holding their breath. Slowly, the lid lifted, as though moved by invisible hands, and from the dark depths, cool, clear water rose to the brim. 3 days after the well was opened, changed everything in the village. Fiona was no longer only admired for her beauty, she was revered for her compassion. Yet the men who once paraded their wealth and promises now seemed even more desperate. They brought her jewels, fine garments, even spoke of kingdoms beyond the hills. But Fiona's heart was restless. None of those men stirred her spirit. None of them looked at her as Rowan, the blacksmith's apprentice, did, not with hunger or pride, but with quiet respect. Rowan, for his part, kept his distance, but some reason, Fiona would visit him occasionally just to see the look on his face, using his services as an excuse, but he told himself she was far above him, regardless of the fact that his heart burned for her. Until one night, the village had gathered for a midsummer festival. Lanterns swung from branches, music echoed through the square, and laughter carried into the night. Fiona danced with the children, her green eyes shining brighter than the firelight. When the music slowed, she stepped away from the crowd, and her gaze landed on Rowan, standing apart, as he always did. She walked toward him. The crowd parted without realizing, silence following her steps. Fiona stopped in front of him, her smile soft. "Will you dance with me?" The blacksmith's apprentice froze. Murmurs rippled through the villagers. Her? With him? Impossible. Rowan lowered his eyes. "Fiona, I am no man of riches. My hands are rough, my pockets empty. The world has already chosen better for you." But Fiona reached for his hand, lifting it into her own. "The world does not choose for me. I choose." And before the eyes of everyone, she led him into the dance. "I know you like me, and I know you were the one who secretly dropped letters for me at my door every 3 days," she said to him as he lowered his gaze, shying away as he gently held her hand. I'm sorry if it offended you," Rowan stuttered. "You don't need to be, I like you too," she said a little too loud as their dance came to an end. The whispers turned to gasps. The proud suitors clenched their fists, the elders shook their heads. But Fiona and Rowan did not hear them. In that moment, under the glow of lanterns and stars, the village's jewel chose the man of soot and silence. Time passed, and their love deepened. Fiona's compassion and Rowan's quiet strength became the heart of the village. Months after, they got married in a beautiful way. The men who once cherished Fiona began to patronize her husband just to stay in her good graces. Soon after, the blacksmith's apprentice became a boss of his own. His business grew, connections and wealth came as word about him spread far and wide. Rowan and Fiona birthed beautiful children, and they all lived happily ever after. The man whom the villagers once looked down upon became a yardstick for success.